Hi DDQ and Ray, I'm here at 780 Lakemont, unit number 8. 4 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms, 2,141 square feet, built in 1990, listed at 949. So Didi, I know you came here to the open house, but certainly want to give my comments and then also have this video for Ray. So first off the bat, it's always nice, as I mentioned in another video, to have high ceilings. It makes the place feel much larger, and it's already a good size at over 2,000 square feet. But again, it'll always feel much bigger because of the high ceilings. Overall, it looks really well maintained. Built in the 90s. There's still some remnants of the 90s and the gold trim. It looks like this is new carpet. We can certainly get a better understanding of all of the upgrades that it's had. But it is clear that there's a lot of some of the original finishes. But again, really well maintained. So one thing that I have gone already and taken a look, sometimes it's hard to understand if there's any kind of settlement issues when there's crown molding like this in the kitchen here, because it covers the joints between the ceiling and the walls, but it's not over the entire house. It's just here in the kitchen. The foundation is a concrete slab, so it does feel solid, and I have not felt any sloping. However, there is a little crack here on the tile. So I don't know if that was because they had dropped something during moving, but it doesn't, even though there's a crack there does not appear to be any kind of sloping. So that, at least at the surface, makes it seem as if there isn't an underlying issue. Okay, so here we are in this first front room here, set up as an office. Something to note, I don't know if I share with you, but many years ago it was considered that a room had to have a closet and a window, and 2 years ago that got changed. So as long as a room has a window, it constitutes a room. So I'm going to call this a room because even though it's small, it's got a closet and it's got a window. So room number 1, it's always good to have, sometimes for guests too, a room on the first floor. Rather than everyone having to go upstairs. So here in the living room, we've got the fireplace that connects to both sides. One here on the living room side, and then on the family room side will go next. This is the original hardwood floors. They look good. You could always refinish these and make it and stain it to a color you're liking. But it appears to be in good condition. And here's the family room. So, the family room is not as large as the living room, but obviously the benefit is just the amazing views here of the golf course and the hill. But the whole house gets a lot of great natural light. There's a lot of skylights, and just the positioning up here on the hill, gives it a lot of light. The one thing not really a huge deal, but again, if privacy is a big thing for you, you can see your neighbor's fairly close here. So not everyone likes that, but as you can see, there's their bedroom up there. They can see into your living room or family room here. So just something to think about, or if you're okay with it, then it's not a big deal. It looks like these cabinets have been updated here, just the outer doors. But it does look like this is the original tile on the countertops. The good thing is, when you have a property that needs to be dated, sometimes it's good if it's all white, right? Because it just kind of gives it a blank slate feel. It's not like you're trying to work with something where there's different types of tiling with all different kinds of colors, and it might bother you. It's good to just have a nice, clean, neutral palette. If you're knowing you're going to want to upgrade over time, because it's just not kind of wacky. And a lot of homes are like that because owners will update it over time, and they might choose one style in one decade, then another style, another decade, and then you got a mishmash of interior styles. And I know sometimes that's not ideal. So the kitchen isn't terribly large, but decent size. You could extend this countertop out over just a little bit, and that would actually make a difference, even though not a huge difference. It could. And again, I'm just talking out loud, but there's it is part of an HOA, so obviously this stuff has to get approved by the HOA. But since you already have an opening on this side to the kitchen, you could close this up and then make another entry point from here. It might feel a little narrow, but you could make this kitchen a lot bigger. Unfortunately, with the windows here, there's probably not too much you can do because the windows are pretty tall and what contribute to the view. So I definitely would not take the window out. But you do have options, assuming that it's something that the HOA is okay with. And then here, the dining room. Again, you can see your neighbors pretty close. You can fix that with some drapes or curtains. They have it here staged. It's always like this where they keep everything open so it feels larger. But at least from the neighbor standpoint, that's kind of how you would correct it. But still, they're really close. Okay, and then we'll go here to the first full bathroom, which is good. So if you have guests that are staying over here, they can just come across to a full bathroom. Sometimes it's not good when it's just a half bath downstairs because then your guests can't shower. Okay, laundry room, pretty straightforward. And then, there are some cracks here in the garage. Again, cracks in the garage is not abnormal. But that's one pretty long one. Again, it's interesting because you can't feel anything, but, obviously when you see something a lot, it's not ideal. But definitely cracks in the garage are common. Okay. So now we'll go upstairs to the rooms. Let's see, there's just a closet. Yeah, closet. Let's go upstairs. Again, looks like new carpet. I'm always a big fan of just like a little bit of space in the hallway areas, just so it doesn't feel like completely wasted space, because that's what hallways really are, is wasted dead space, because it's just a hallway to walk through. So even though this is not terribly large, this little bench here kind of is nice. All right, so bedroom number 2. So, it's interesting. Yeah, so 4 bedrooms, sorry. Okay, so, again, the entire, even though this is not facing the golf course, still has really good light. You got those clear window tiles, and then this, pretty, it's just a view of the street, but, still good light in here. All right, so that's bedroom number 2. Let's go to the second full bathroom, and here's where you kind of, you're in the 90s because of the gold trim. But, good cabinet space in the bathroom, 4 doors. And you can see this is just the original white tile, but again, it's in good condition. They, it doesn't look dingy. They probably, frequently grout it and clean it. So that is a good sign that the owners did take good care of the property. Another bedroom. This has, let's see, yeah, this one has higher ceilings, so this one feels a lot bigger. And again, another room with good lighting. There's a built-in desk here, which is nice. I am noticing here this crack, and these homes that are built in the 90s, or any actually newer development, most of kind of the areas that you're looking at, except with the exception of San Ramon, so Walnut Creek, most of the homes were built in the 50s and 60s, so there's going to be a good amount of wear for most of the homes. But San Ramon is a newer city, and anything that is newly built, there's within the first 7 years going to be some settlement that happens because, you know, it's new construction, the foundation has to settle into the ground, and there's going to be some settlement. So this is okay, because this is a straight crack along the seams. So what you don't want to see are diagonal cracks in the walls. That means, you know, something's like sliding or moving. But this just means that the house is kind of has settled a little bit, and then the joints just kind of move with it as it settles. So here you have, you know, another straight one. So nothing concerning from my perspective. And another crack right there. You can see that's a straight line, but that's a seam for the ceiling boards. So, okay, and then lastly, the master, and this has got to be the highlight of the property, because oh, I do feel a little bit of slope right here, Nothing terribly dramatic, but there is a little slope. But this is just amazing view of the course. I don't know what hole that is, but it's also a beautiful day, blue skies. Didi, I don't know how the weather was yesterday, but today it's absolutely beautiful. Okay, so you can see another room with high ceilings and a great view, and then a fireplace here. So, you know, this is like again, I think the highlight of the property. Walk-in closet, always a good thing. My wife loves her walk-in closet. I think every wife probably does, but you know, you have this is dated, you know, this mirror, these are the originals, so you can see it's easy to replace. All this stuff is easy to replace, it just costs a little money, but double vanity, and you know, again, the cabinets are refinished and painted, sanded and painted, so all this is the original. So at some point you want to, you know, update this, but the good thing is, like, again, this is a neutral, and this is the toilet. This is neutral. Just one other thing to point out, not a huge deal, but whenever you see fog like that, that means the seal, so the glass windows, they basically have two pieces of glass if they're double paned, and there's like some gas in between the two panels. When you see this kind of fogginess, that just means that the seal broke, so ultimately it would need to be replaced. Okay, again, high ceilings, even in the bathroom. So I think that's it. 4 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms, and then we'll just take a peek outside in the backyard, which you kind of already had a sense for the feel based on the upstairs view from the master bedroom. Okay, so we're again close to your neighbor, but not a really large lot. You know, the lot size is 2,141 square feet, so you're not going to get much of a yard here. Just the side leads to nothing, and just awesome view. So it's going to be low maintenance because it's just concrete, and then some bark. You can see they have bark here. So you can see here, there's the shared wall that you have. I don't even know if that's considered what that. Yeah, there is a shared wall. We can go take a look at that, but that's why this is considered you know, they call it a condo. This is definitely not a condo. On the listing it says condo. This is a townhome. Condos, you're sharing multiple walls with multiple units. This one's just sharing one. So we'll take a look. So the only thing that you're sharing with a neighbor is this part right here, your garage. So right back here, it's kind of like you're sharing a wall. So, you know, when it comes to townhomes and condos and so forth, where you're sharing walls and worried about hearing others, it's really just this back here. So not much at all. All right, so this is a little interesting. Probably, if you are interested in this, kind of look at the disclosures, but there does look to be some water damage down here. Especially when you see the separation like this from the tile, and then down there you can see it's dingy. This is cheap linoleum anyway, so you probably want to replace that. But anyways, relatively speaking, probably minor. Okay, so This is 780 Lakemont. I know it's a little bit out of the budget, so probably a discussion to have. And I know you're talking to some other lenders to see if something like this is possible. But I think this is overall a pretty solid property, good condition. It's got everything you want in terms of gated community, the size, the views on the golf course. So yeah, good property. All right, thanks, Dee Dee. Thanks, Ray. Bye.